Hey guys, my name is Bando. This is Brexit Bando. I've just walked in the door, so it means it's time for me to do a video, and it's a full-sized Heresy Thursday. Wow! I'm shocked. Shooketh I am. And instead of being super happy, as I should be for having a full-sized Heresy stroke, it's crap. It's going to be crap. It's always crap. It's Heresy Thursday. They've given up on this game. So why am I miserable this time? Well, it's the preview of the melee weapons kit, and it's the studio's time to show off what they've been building with these weapons. Now, let's pretend that this came out, I don't know, a week after they showed off the rest of them. When this should have been when this article came out. Literally, this should have been the next day after the reveal of the weapons kit. The second best time was like 2 or 3 weeks ago when we had no Heresy Thursday. And this just feels like they've gone, oh god, people are complaining that we haven't had Heresy Thursday for 2 or 3 weeks now, and they're fed up with Legion Imperialis, and they're complaining about the weapons. Quick, let's throw these over to some guys in the studio and ask them to build some stuff up. And it shows. That's the rational answer, because the alternative is this is what they plan to do. They've had weeks and weeks and weeks to do this, and this is the quality level that the studio is capable of producing nowadays, which is shocking, because I worked for Games Workshop 20 years ago-ish, and I could have painted better than any of these back then. Yeah, and I was just retail staff. So, what we've got is all of the legions, or most of the legions, shown off with little conversions of what they can do with these new weapons. And I'll start with probably what is one of the better ones. The Dirty Iron Warriors. Well posed, good balance. The model itself looks, imposing, like it should be there. With that weapon, it's an all in all relatively good model. I don't really have any complaints about this one. It's a bit too filigree detailed for an Iron Warrior, but that's the model you have for your Praetor, so. Emperor's Children. This is probably the probably the best painted of them all. And the issue I have with this is not something we really needed in this kit at all. It's okay, but the fact that we've got multiple sets of this arms in this set, I don't particularly want 2 of my veterans' power swords, for example, both to be in the same sort of pose drawing their swords. It's not even like it's actually attached to his belt or anything. He's holding the scabbard separately, and actually in such a way that he's actually going to struggle to draw that. Like, he might even have to move his hand to then draw, depending on the length of the blade, which should, be about to here. He is going to struggle a little bit to get that out of his scabbard. But it's well painted and the face looks okay. This is constructive criticism is always something we should strive to give each other. And we should always not bully people for their painting ability. Someone posts something they've worked hard on, they should expect at least the respect you'd expect back. Except when you work for the company and you're being used in the marketing material. This is garbage. This is just painful. Where is the guys who did the Thousand Sun Studio army? Where are the guys who collect Thousand Suns in the heavy metal team? anyone that, the guy who painted the Thousand Sons librarian model, you know, get them and just say, hey, knock up a single Mark 6 Marine. Because even if they do it at a speed, they would put out a better quality than this. This is painful. This is the anti-Duncan Rhodes. This is like multiple thick coats. This isn't a cherry red. This is diabetes red. It's awful. It's painful. And I'm sorry, I don't know who did it. I'm not even going to look at their name to say it because I don't want to give them any sort of, I don't want to harass anyone. And you know what? If this is someone's first ever paint job, good on them. Okay? And if this is how they paint and they've got a whole painted army, fantastic. There's room for improvement. My issue here is this is being used for the marketing for your models. Now, I don't care if Games Workshop's gone, oh, we need painting that's relatable to younger painters because they get disheartened. Good. Get disheartened. Get angry. You screwed your model up. Paint better. That's how you improve. You look at something and go, I'm going to be as good as that next time. And then you go to yourself, oh, I didn't manage to do it as well as that this time. Why not? How do I do it better next time? If you just coddle people, they will never, ever, ever improve. They're banging. I like those. I also like Mark 6 Iron Warriors because it annoys people. Bases are pretty cool too. Space Wolf. This is a solid, tabletop quality. I like this, but again, for the studio, it should have been a bit better. I get that this is you've got studio who are real people, they're not professional painters, but that's not who should be doing this. This isn't who should be showing off your new kit. Your new kit should be shown off by the best of the best. This should be going, you should be getting your pictures from, the third parties that you work with, Sam Lanes, Vincey V, Miniac, Ninjon, if it's Miniac and Ninjon, I don't know which one of them managed to piss you off during the Heresy thing. I know it was one of them by mistake. Those sorts of guys, even Midwinter Minis. Anyone who is like a professional content creator who's got that quality, the professional painters, hell, get in touch with like the guys who won Golden Demon. That's the people you should be asking, going, hey, can we send you this kit and can you paint up a couple of them? This was pointed out that it looks like they've put the spear together backwards. He looks like he's rowing a boat. I mean, the posing here, it's fine as a tabletop miniature, but it's not really showing off how... Like, if I see that, I don't think, oh, that's so cool, I've got to get me some spears. I only think that, is he carrying a power rake? Is he going to do some gardening? Is this for, like, digging up weeds? Or is he rowing a boat? Or is he, weeding? That's all I can see. Have him on some rocks so he's at an angle and looking down along the spear like he's just landed and he's about to stab someone. That would be cool. This is one of the better ones. Not just because it's White Scars and they are, they're bay. And not because it's gritty and dark and it's, heavily damaged. But just because it clearly shows this model is one that they've put a fair amount of time and effort into. The posing is good. It's a static pose. But it looks like it's come out of a piece of like Heresy artwork. This is solid. The only thing I would like is a little bit more red detailing, but that's because I like a lot of freehand on my White Scars. Other than that, yeah, I can't fault this. It's using 2 parts from this kit that look really, really good. Actually, I don't know where the bolter arm is from. Is that from this kit? I'll figure it out. I'll find it later. But yeah, it works. There's been consideration to the pose and the equipment. It looks good. I'm assuming an Iron Hand, could possibly be a Raven Guard. I'm going to go Iron Hand. Again, it seems to be really popular to give this Praetor a hammer, which is fine. Looks like your traditional Smash captain, really. Jump Pack and Thunderhammer. But we get one image of these models, and it doesn't show off everything about them. You know, we're not seeing a lot of interesting stuff. We can't have a look at the bases on these models. These two are egregiously bad. These are, like, what is this pose? I'm assuming it's a Dark Angel. It just looks black and glossy. There's a giant mold line running down the side of it. It's probably just been slapped on with, like, an artist's craft brush worth of, you know, rattling grime. And then he's, like, what? Like, offering an Auspex pad up to someone so they don't kill him? A metallic Alpha Legionaries, you know, okay, yeah, fine. But, like, look how messy the vent is, and just straight random lines all over him for chipping. This is not the stuff you would show for the marketing of your new product. This is what you would show as bring your kids to work day at the studio. Here's little Timmy who's 7 and he's painted a Legionnaire for his dad's Alpha Legion army. That would be impressive. You know, that would be something that would be of this quality and I'd respect. But not from studio guys. Not at all. The laziest Death Guard paint job I've ever seen. Okay, perfectly nice cream colour, you know, absolutely fine. Is he a Death Guard literally still in basic training and has never even fired his weapon? Is he literally stepped out of his armoury and been freshly issued his equipment because there is no dirt, there's no grime, there's no chipping? It's not Death Guard at all. Good base though, I'll give him that. And it's a good base to start from. It just needs a load of like chipping around the edges, and the OSL on the Volkite's pretty cool. On a tangent about the Volkite, Space Marine 2 has added the Neo Volkite pistol to the game, and it doesn't go choom when it fires. Everyone knows las cannons go pew and Volkites go choom, and I'm disappointed. Carrying on. Night Lord. Pretty good one. Only issue I have here is there's not enough variation in the model. It needs some red in it. It needs some gold somewhere. It needs something. Some pouches. Again, this looks like someone has been given 24 hours to paint these models and they've done the absolute bare minimum. It's good. It's definitely in the top 5 of all the ones shown off here, but that's, you know, that's not much. It's it's not much. So yeah, that's it. I mean, we don't get any real new information. It's out this weekend. Mine should be shipping tomorrow. I think the White Scar and the Space Wolf are my favourite, to be honest. And I'm just disappointed because it just shows a total lack of respect from the multi-million pound company to the very, very loyal paying customers. And yeah, I just think they need to do better. I think that if I was making a product and I wanted to market it, I would put some more time and effort into it. And if this is why we've had a 2 or 3 week delay on Heresy Thursday, that's totally unacceptable. There should be an article like this for every upgrade set, every release, like plastic box set at the bare minimum. You know, if you don't have it for a month, you don't have a release an article like this. You know, just pick a unit in the game and get your studio team to go, hey, can you guys make a 5-man despoiler unit? 5 to 10 men. You've got 2-3 weeks to do it. It's not difficult. Most of these guys will have their own armies already. They'll be able to show off the models they've got. Oh, we're releasing these Mark III heads. Here, can you use them in some conversions? Go for it. It's not difficult. It's almost self-funding. You can give them to your staff for nothing. Right. That's me. I've done my negative bit for the day. I'm now going to enjoy a cinnamon bun and finish painting the bases for my Space Wolves. If you guys want to support the channel, you can tell me how boring and miserable and depressing and negative I am in the comments. If you want to make fun of me, that's where you do it as well. Like, comment, subscribe. If you really want to help the channel, you can share the videos. And you can... I don't know, you can donate if you want. There's the super thanks button at the bottom. And, yeah. I ain't got much else to say, guys. Thank you very much for everyone who watches. If you're in the UK and you want to pick up these weapons, Element Games has them. And you can pick them up pretty cheap. Cheaper than Games Workshop. And double your reward points if you use code JAM737. And that helps me by giving me a little point boost as well, so I can pick things up for a bit cheaper myself. Alright guys, thank you very much for watching. Yeah, have a great day. Alright, bye bye.